welcome, and we are here talking further with NBA retired player James Donaldson, and we're talking now about his book published in March 2011, Standing Above the Crowd, How to Execute Your Game Plan to Become the Best You Can Be, by Aviva Publishing. And what's fantastic about this new book is it provides secrets for success in the game of life. And what he's done with his heart, as big as he is, he's 7'2" taller than most. He has a great concern for others and a desire to encourage the next generation to succeed. All of that's evident in his newly published book. And it provides us really with two books in one, part motivational, part autobiographical, that reflects his own quest to be the best. Some significant people in his life who supported and motivated him to become an athlete, and how the values he learned from being an athlete can be applied to succeeding in life, business, politics, and more. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Thank you.
Thank you.
Here is your book, Standing Above the Crowd.
Yes.
What was it that prompted you to write this book?
Well, at this point in my life, now that I'm in my 50s, you know, with the accumulation of several different long careers, 20 years as a professional basketball player, 16 of those in the NBA and 4 more of those overseas in Europe, running the Donaldson Clinic for 25 years now, which is, for the average small business, you know, way past the average of a couple of years or so. Being involved in our community for over 30 years and just really giving back, working with young people, working with educational programs, mentoring programs. So I've had these long journeys of a couple of decades each, and they all kind of come together and intersect at this point in my life. As I look back on them, thinking, what are the common elements, the common tangibles that made all these things possible? A lot of it is, you know, desire and dedication and discipline. I have a segment in my book about the 3D approach, and those are the 3 Ds: desire, dedication, discipline. Some of it is a little bit of luck, being in the right place at the right time.
Yes.
You know, I had great supportive parents in a childhood where my parents emphasized education over athletics. So those things kind of gave me the start, you know, a great faith in my church family, and my God. All these things really keep me on that pathway of success. And so I wanted to put them all in a book format for people to read about and see that it wasn't just because I'm 7'2" and could dunk a basketball that I became a basketball player.
Right.
Because truth be told, I hated basketball in high school.
Oh, no.
And I didn't even play into my last year in high school as a senior.
You're kidding.
I had no confidence. I didn't like the game. I didn't want to put on those little short shorts, you know, back in the 70s.
Yes.
Those little short shorts, tight tank top. And then I was afraid. I was scared to death about all of that. And plus, I didn't have the confidence, and like a lot of young people.
Yes.
They're lacking confidence to really get out there and pursue something that they might be interested in, or something that maybe a mentor or a parental figure sees that they have the potential to be really, really good at.
Yes.
And so it took a high school coach back in my high school in Sacramento, California, my junior year, to come up and tell me, James, I see in you great potential.
Oh.
You know, and he saw that way before I saw that. I wasn't even thinking about it. And I'm like, no, coach, I don't want to play. I don't want to practice. I'm no good. You know? And he had me take some little baby steps. He said, well, for your junior year in high school, why don't you come on out and practice with the team a little bit?
Okay. You
don't have to dress up for the games. You don't have to travel to the games. You don't have to go to the games. Just practice.
Okay.
And so that began my little journey on the basketball thing. And as soon as I got a little taste of success, and this is what's crucial for anybody who's wanting to look at success in whatever they're doing, once you get a taste of it, then it becomes almost addictive. It's something that you want to do and you pursue with all that you have to give to it. And I knew and I wanted my very first reward from playing basketball to be a way for me to go to college.
Wow.
You know, I didn't want to put that financial burden on my parents. They couldn't afford it in the first place. I would have still been paying off student loans.
Yes.
And so I just dedicated myself to being the best student athlete I could at that high school level. My coaches at Washington State University, George Raveling, who's a great mentor of mine and great friend, he saw the potential in me and said, okay, come on up to Pullman, Washington. You're not going to play your first couple of years. We're going to sit you on the bench.
Right.
I'm going to get you in the weight room and get you big and strong. I'm going to get you on the track and the stadium stairs, and you're going to become a really good student athlete. And by the time my junior year rolled around, I started seeing for myself the potential of where this could possibly take me. And sports is great for these kind of things. It really teaches one to push yourself further than you thought you could ever go.
Right.
You know, I mean, we used to have to come in and run in 6-minute miles. And being a big man, you know.
Yeah, that's a whole lot in motion, isn't it?
That's right, that's right. There's a lot to move.
Yes, it is.
But I was able to accomplish those goals, see, and push myself to a 5:30 mile.
Wow.
You know, and running with the little guys on the team and just really saying, I can do this. I
That's
can do
amazing.
It. You know? And this is what my message is to our young people out there is, you don't know what you can do until you try it. And many times people who've been down that pathway that you're traveling, you're about ready to embark upon, they can see the potential in you way before you can.
Yes.
Whether you're a great student, you're a great musician, you're a great mathematician, you're a great doctor, you're a great lawyer, you're a great teacher, you're a great community person.
Yes.
Your mentors in your life, those positive role models that you need to surround yourself with, and this is what my book is all about, surround yourself with positiveness. Because we live in a very negative type of world.
Yes.
People are always boo-hooing this, boo-hooing that, and telling you can't do this, can't do that.
Yes.
You need to surround yourself with this group of folks that will protect you from all that, insulate you from all that, and give you that positive mindset to get out there and at least try some of the things that you're interested in.
Absolutely.
Now, along the same way, so many of our young people, they want to grow up to play sports.
Yes.
And that's okay. Sports is great. Taught me about winning, taught me about losing, taught me about teamwork, taught me about chasing my goals and dreams down.
Yes.
And taught me about just never giving up, see? And so sports is really good for those kind of things. But so few of us are going to make it to that very top pinnacle. I mean, less than 1% of us, or even less than 1% is actually going to make it to professional levels. And that's out of the millions of young people every year in high school and middle school that are thinking they're going to be the next Michael Jordan or the next LeBron James, the next Kobe Bryant. You know, I wish them all well. But along that pathway, make sure you develop a backup plan. Make sure you get your education. Make sure you graduate from high school. If by any means you get a chance to go to college, go to college.
Absolutely.
But it's not good enough just to go, graduate from college. And so standing above the crowd is about really giving those positive messages out to everyone about, you know, it's okay to be one of the group, but there's a way to stand above all of that and really be better than just average. You know, being average is just rolling out of bed in the morning, putting your hair together, putting a little makeup on, running out the door, going to work. Okay, we can all do that, and we all will be doing it at some point.
Yes.
But if you want to be more and better than average, you can stand above that crowd, and you can stick to your morals and your values and your convictions. You can be positive, and there's a big difference between standing above the crowd and standing out from the crowd.
Yes.
Miley Cyrus stands out from the crowd.
Right.
You know?
That's right.
Take all them clothes off and get out there and start twerking around. Of course, everybody's going to notice you, but they're noticing you in the wrong way.
Yes.
Standing above the crowd, you're full of character, you're full of positiveness, you've got a great attitude, and people are looking at you and saying, wow, that person is right on track for being successful in whatever they're going to do in life. And so that's what my book is about. It's really about just helping people to realize that, hey, I didn't just roll out of bed, become 7'2" and start running up and down the NBA court.
Yes.
No, no, no. You know, and it took a devastating knee injury for me to be totally knocked out of the NBA for about 9 months, flat on my back.
Oh.
And then I was only 32 years old, trying to figure out, okay, what's next? I had a college degree, but I wasn't ready to quit playing pro ball.
Right.
I was kind of getting a little long in the tooth at 32, you know, because it's way past the average for the average NBA career.
Right.
But at that point, while I was flat on my back, and this is where sometimes out of adversity, great opportunities come.
Yes.
And here I was in an adverse situation, couldn't lift my leg off the table, of the training table. And I was surrounded by all these great physical therapists and massage therapists and orthopedic surgeons who all kind of like Humpty Dumpty put me back together again. You know?
Yes.
And I thought, you know, if I can't go back and play professional sports, this is what I want to do. I want to go out and establish a physical therapy clinic that can give back and help people that are in very difficult situations like what I'm going through.
Yes.
And so out of that adverse situation, the Donaldson Clinic was born. And here we are celebrating our 25th anniversary.
Oh, it's amazing.
And I've got folks there. We have 25 employees. One of them has been there from day one, 25 years ago.
Oh, that's fantastic.
Rosemary Bennett's my operations manager.
Oh, wonderful.
She runs the show. And we've got the rest of the crew there, and it's a great team and a great team effort. And a lot of those great things I learned from sports, we implement into, our game plan for success with the Donaldson Clinic as well.
Fantastic.
Yeah,
Fantastic.
so the stories are told in the book format. For it's easy to read. It's a little bit about my life. It's a little bit about my journeys. But it's also about a lot of the great people that have been part of that journey.
Yes.
My pastors at church, the elder folks that I hang out with, my mentors, and my coaches, my teachers, my parents. The book is dedicated to my father, 87 years young.
Oh, fantastic.
And I talk to him every Sunday morning before church. And so we have that little sit down on the phone. He's down in Sacramento. I'm up here in Seattle. But, we need to have those kind of things in our life because they all hold me accountable.
Yes.
And see, it keeps me on that pathway of being successful.
That's right.
And the last thing I want to do is disappoint all of them that are looking at me and saying, James, you can do it. And young people out there, they can do it too.
Now, James, we are living in a time where so many of the young people who are, say, between 16 and 30 are coming out of that generation where they don't have the relationships with their close family like maybe we did when we were coming up. And people in their families are incarcerated, or they never knew them.
That's right.
Or they had family of origin issues of their own, and so they are without that kind of mentoring and support. And I find so many of the young people in need of that kind of support as they go into life, creating their careers, raising their own children.
Right.
Tell us about how the 3 Ds that you describe in your book could be of value to young people who are faced with trying to build a life without that kind of support.
Yeah, sure. Well, the 3 Ds that I describe in my book are a concept that I came up even way back in high school and college when I started getting on track for the pathway to success that I was seeking. And I took it because my last name is Donaldson.
Okay,
I said,
all right. Okay, I can buy that for $1.
Yeah, I remember when I told my parents, they said, well, that doesn't mean you need to get a D in class now. I mean, you can use it for other things. So the 3 Ds are desire, dedication, and discipline.
Yes.
And I break it down this way. With desire, you develop a passion and such a burning energy inside of you that nothing's going to stop you from accomplishing your goal. And without a passion, without the energy and the desire to push yourself beyond what you thought you were capable of.
Yes.
A lot of times your dreams and hopes and inspirations and aspirations become just a dream.
Yes.
With a little follow through and pursuit. So you have to have desire, and you follow that up with dedication. And dedication means this really comes from within.
Yes.
And so this is really a challenge to the task for all of us of the potential we have within ourselves to really dedicate yourself to the task at hand. If you're going to go for an A+ in school, a 4 point whatever, you're going to really set aside that time to study, to do your homework, to talk to your teachers, talk to your tutors, and really make sure that you are putting in the best effort ever. And that's the kind of dedication, and it's day after day after day, week after week after week. It doesn't just happen overnight.
Yes.
You have to put aside all the other little things that your friends might be chasing down.
Yes.
The little parties on the side, the boyfriends and the girlfriends. Those things can all wait, and they will wait.
Yes.
They'll still be there. I mean, especially if you get successful.
That's right.
Then
That's right. You don't ever have to worry about that when you're successful.
That's right. When you're successful,
it's always there. That's right.
It comes tenfold, 100-fold.
Oh, yes.
So the young folks need to keep in mind that the dedication that they're putting in at this point in their lives is going to be crucial and really, really pay off many, many times over.
Yes.
And the discipline is what follows up the dedication. Once you dedicate yourself to your desire, the discipline is what keeps you on that pathway. And those days that you just don't feel it,
yes,
you still find a way because of your discipline structure you put in your life.
Yes.
You're getting up at the crack of dawn. You're doing your homework. You're going to early practice. You're working with your team and team members.
Yes.
You are just pushing yourself through crazy weather, through stomach aches, through whatever. And we all can find reasons for not doing what needs to be done.
Yes.
All of us can make excuses.
Absolutely.
And we all do.
Yes, we do.
But when you're really serious about pursuing your dreams, those 3 Ds come into play: desire, dedication, and discipline. And that's the hard work that nobody really sees behind the scenes. See, only you sees that.
Yeah, that's right.
You know, I know when we practice basketball for 4, 5, 6 hours a day, people just see the finished product out there running up and down the court. See, they don't see all the hours and all the years that went into getting us to that point in the first place.
Absolutely.
And it's the same way for all of us with the 3D approach.
Fantastic. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you for coming.
I love it, and love you too. It's good to see you.
Thank you.
Again.
Good to see you too.
Thank you.